Alright then, so the first Firebase service that we're going to use in our application is the Authentication one, which allows us to sign users up, log them out, log them back in, etc., all from our front-end application. Now, the way this works is that when we send a request from the front end to either log in or sign up, the Firebase server verifies the credentials and then sends back a JSON web token to the client, the browser. And then on every subsequent request that we make to the Firebase backend, maybe to access other services like the database, to fetch some data, that token gets sent with it. And Firebase can then access that token and verify whether a user is authenticated or not. And then depending on the result of that, Firebase can either allow or deny access to those other services. So the first thing we need to do is enable the authentication service from the Firebase project dashboard. Now to do that, we need to go to security over here and then choose authentication. And then on this next screen, click on get started, and then hopefully after a moment, you'll see a bunch of different sign-in methods that we can enable for the website. So we've got email and password, phone, Google, Facebook, etc. And for each one of these we want to add to the site, we would need to enable it right here. Now for this project, I want to stick to email and password authentication, but I do also plan on making a Google authentication series in the future as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. But anyway, if we click on this, we then want to click on enable on this top option. If you want to enable passwordless sign up as well, you can do that right here, but we're just going to stick to standard email and password for now. Then I'm going to hit save. Okay, so now we've enabled the service on the back end. And next we need to initialize it on the front end. So then we can do this inside the Firebase file that we created by coming down here, and I'm just going to quickly write a comment that says init services. And then beneath that I'm going to export a constant called auth, and I will set that equal to a function that comes from the Firebase SDK called get auth. Now, when I start typing that out, hopefully we're going to get a quick option to import that function from the Firebase SDK, which we need to do. And if we take a look at that, we can see it comes from Firebase/auth. Anyway, we need to invoke that function and pass in our app instance as an argument. So now we have this auth service initialized, and this return value stored in the auth context is something we'll need if we ever want to use the auth service to do things like sign a user up or log them in and out elsewhere in the application, which is the reason that we export it right here. And this pattern is pretty much the same for any other Firebase service we initialize. We import the function for that service, we invoke the function, and we pass the app instance into it, and then we export the return value so that we can use it elsewhere in the application. So now we've initialized the authentication service. Let's try using it on the signup page. So let's open up that page, which is inside the auth folder and then inside the signup folder. And right now in this file, we've got a form for a user to enter an email address, a password, and then a field to confirm the password as well. And we'll be storing those values in some state up here. In fact, we already are. Now, when we submit the form, we fire this handle submit function, which then does a quick check to see if the passwords don't match. And that value is derived from this thing up here, where we compare the password state to the confirmed password state. So if the passwords don't match, we return out the function and we go no further. If the passwords do match, then we currently just log the email, password, and confirmed password state values that a user typed into the form to the console. And now instead, we want to use that email and password to sign the user up using Firebase Auth. So to do that, we'll just use a try and catch block so that we can catch any errors if there are any whenever we try to sign up a new user. And those errors could be things like the password isn't long enough, or that the email that they're trying to sign up with is already in use, etc. For now, I'm just going to log the error to the console, but you could do whatever you wanted with it and even show the error or maybe a processed and user-friendly version of the error to the user. Anyway, inside the try block, we can now try using the Firebase SDK and the auth service we initialized to sign the user up. So the first thing we need to do then is import a few things, but instead of me doing that manually, I'm just going to start typing the functions out, and then hopefully VS Code is going to help me out by giving me some options for where they should be imported from. For example, if I start typing out auth, then it's going to recognize that we exported that auth constant from the Firebase file, and if I click on this option, it's going to import it for me, which you should be able to see if we scroll back up to the top. Okay, so then the next thing we need to import is a function from the Firebase SDK called create user with email and password. And again, when I start typing that out, we're hopefully going to see the import option for this from Firebase/Auth. So click on that to import this function from the Firebase SDK. All right, so let me just delete those things that we've imported now. And now we'll flesh out this sign up logic. Right, so the first thing we'll do is make a constant called result, and I'm going to set that equal to await first of all. And in order to use await, we need to make sure that this function is an async one, so add that in as well. But then after that, we can use the function that we just imported, which was create user with email and password. And also we want to invoke that function as well. Now, as the first argument to this, we need to pass in the initialized auth service constant, which we imported from the Firebase setup file. And that way, the SDK knows to use this authentication connection, I guess, to correctly connect to the correct Firebase backend to sign the user up. Now, as a second argument, we need to pass the email that we want to sign up with, which is just the email state value, the email that the user typed into the form. And as a third argument, we need to add the password, which again is just the password stored in that state value. And that's it. Now the Firebase SDK takes this email and password, it sends a request to the Firebase backend, and it registers that new user. And if there's an error doing that, then we'll catch the error and we'll just log it to the console. Now, we actually get that new user back as a response, and it's going to be stored in this result constant on a user property. So let's log that to the console down here by saying console.log, and then invoking that. And then inside we'll say signed up successfully, and then we'll follow that up with the results and the user property on that result. All right, and that's all done. So now we can try this out in the browser. All right, so I'm on the sign up page and I'm just going to open the console so we can see any errors over here. I'm going to try signing up with Mario at NetNinja.dev and then test down here. Now, I know this is going to fail because these passwords are too short, but if I try to sign up, we should see the error right here and it says password should be at least 6 characters long. Okay, so let's add onto the end of this 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 down here, sign up, and hopefully we should get the success message now and that user object. And if we go to the Authentication tab and go to users, then we can see that user has been registered right here. Awesome. All right, so that is how to sign new users up. In the next lesson, we're going to look at logging users out and also logging them back in again.